Welcome to the Higher Power Podcast, where your safe zone for discovering your true self is created. We are your hosts, Frank Sieben and Jill Humphreys. The topic of tonight's podcast is the last in a series of 3 on the subject of the effects of limiting beliefs, stress and anxiety in the mind and on the body.
And this is going to be where we counterbalance the really big stuff that we spoke about in episode 1, which was all about the stresses of life, the limiting beliefs, the anxiety, and everything that was encompassed in that happens when we have these thoughts and in turn triggers all these stress hormones in the body. Frank, I'm really pleased tonight that we're going to do the counterbalance. This is a bit that you and I have really been bursting to get out because we're both healers. We are both wanting the universe to recognize that we are all connected in this world. We all have energy. We are creation. Everything that you and I believe in, we're going to bring out tonight.
That's for sure. I don't think we can pack everything in this one episode, because this is the topic for a whole decade, I would say.
I so agree.
Yeah,
but I'm really looking forward to the fact that we can offer solutions tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. And we will bring as much as we can, as always. And the solutions will really help people to deal with these problems and to deal with these self-limiting beliefs and step into their power. I mean, we are called the Higher Power Podcast for a reason. And we definitely want to underline that with this episode.
Yeah. And this is where I wanted to introduce the fact that I went into a survey, and on my research, there is a gentleman called Herbert Benson, and he's at Harvard in the States, and he describes a counterbalance that actually goes on when the switch of the stress and the hormones starts to relax in the parasympathetic, which then turns on our healing hormones like oxytocin, dopamine, nitric oxide, and endorphins. And they actually fill the body. Absolutely every single cell, believe it or not, in our body gets bathed when we are relaxed. And the natural healing system can kick in.
Yeah, this is exactly the situation when you are meditating or sleeping, because the only place, or the only state, I should say, where your healing takes place is when you are relaxed in like a meditation state of mind, or when you're asleep.
Yeah. Well, there's various things that people can do. And when I did my mindfulness, it was an incredible 9 weeks for me experience. And even preparing food and eating food in silence.
Oh, I can imagine that, yeah.
I was unreal, and I'd never really done that before, and I'd never been so totally present in the fact that I was aware of what I was eating. I was aware of where I was walking on my mindful walk. It was an absolutely incredible experience, and if anybody out there has never, ever been to one of these mindfulness stress reduction courses, I do suggest that you take it up if you possibly can. They're countrywide, because this actual awakening that we're going through demands that we're more in the present, more in the moment, less reactive. This can combat a lot of your stress. This can make you realize how you're operating and why stresses are coming to you in life, because you understand yourself more.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree. I mean, these events or this course is definitely on my bucket list, and I can't wait to attend this.
But Frank, you are a daily, and have been for a number of years, as you spoke about in the last episode of the podcast, how you started to listen to your intuition and listen to your body telling you how you could heal yourself from the tinnitus and from the hearing loss that you had. How long have you actually been meditating for yourself? And can you explain to us how you came across to start doing that? What led you there?
That's a really good question, Jill. Thanks for asking. I think it all started with the basis my parents gave me in paying attention what you eat, because it all starts here. And I dived in deeper. I connected with, let's call it spirituality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I discovered meditation, and it was new to me at that time. And nobody I knew was doing it. So I thought, well, if nobody's doing it, I want to know.
Yeah.
Because I'm always against the masses, let's say.
Yes.
And that's how I dived into meditation. And I discovered a few techniques about how to breathe. I discovered techniques how to relax your body. I discovered techniques how to de-stress your body. And I thought, this is really working.
How long was it that you had any results that you recognized, and what effect did it have on your everyday life when you were meditating as much as you were?
My effect, I'm meditating every day, and sometimes I'm meditating even twice a day or more times, because I meditate when I get up and I meditate when I go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And the effect it has on my daily life when I meditate in the morning is that I'm fully switched on. I'm so aware of everything around me. I'm in my present moment, and I connect with my true self. So that means if, for example, I have to make a decision that day, I can connect to my spiritual being I am, and it's intuition telling me if that's right for me or if that's not right for me. I think you can't really explain intuition. There's a lot of studies about intuition, but nobody can explain it.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think for me, it's finding that inner voice. It's finding that quiet space where my pilot light,
oh yeah, that's great,
is glowing, and I have to nurture it and feed it. And I know that going back to traumatic times in my life, that pilot light was out because I was operating from my senses rather than my intuition.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But if you get to a point where you start operating from your intuition, everything becomes effortless.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And on top, you know that you can't make a wrong decision.
Yes, because your true self, that voice inside gets masked, it gets destroyed. We are in places where there's incredible agendas coming at us all the time. We live in this 21st century of constant media, constant being able to contact you. You cannot escape.
Yeah, and on top, I mean, if you switch on the TV, if you read newspapers, they all write the same. They all shout out the same messages, and it's negative news.
Yeah, you're right. We're bombarded with it daily.
You're bombarded with it, actually, and you really can't escape because it's everywhere, and your neighbor reads the same news as the person living 100 meters away from you, and there's also only one information available. And I thought, this can't be it.
Yeah, it's very true. And I think what we've got to all be aware of is we are not mass. We are not solid. We are just vibration creatures. Everything, as Bob Proctor, my very favorite person in the personal development side, everything that we see has been done twice.
Yeah.
First, it was a thought, and second, it was an objective. And we are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Things that we think about bring a vibration to bring it into reality. And if we are a low vibration, we'll attract more problems into our life. If we're fear-based, that fear-based has a vibration all of its own. If we are gratitude and love-based, then we're going to find that going into a meditation with your gratitude actually lifts the vibration of the whole body.
That actually is a beautiful transition, Jill, because in my meditation, I include gratitude, forgiveness, and a vision for the future.
Wow.
And even I envision how in the morning, how my day will unfold.
That's beautiful. I do the same. I set my intentions, but, John Kabat-Zinn, who actually brought us the mindfulness, in the early 80s, it was seen a little bit hippie-ish. And we had all this stigma around meditating. It was hippie, it was 1960s, it was a bit radical, all these connotations, or you had to be of a certain religious concept to actually get anything from it. Now, as it's grown and the concept's all been stripped away, and it comes down just to a daily practice of being in the moment, being in the present with all your isness that Eckhart Tolle always tells us to be, the power of now.
Yeah.
Because we're living in last week, we're living in the future, we're not being present. So all these stresses that we've been talking about, all these beliefs are just wallowing in every cell of our body.
Absolutely, yeah.
And there's just no release. And so what we're talking about tonight, doing the counterbalance, is we've got to calm the mind and body down. We've got to get into this vibration of being happy in this very moment. Because this is all we have to make a difference.
Yeah. And actually, that's so true. And we have to ground ourselves. And what is also very important, and what I've always done, I have always reconnected with nature. Because when you are in nature, you pick up these frequencies from nature. And nature is just the best role model you can ever emulate.
Yeah, I totally agree. And for any of the listeners that are on here tonight, the Higher Power podcast that we do, I do the videos in nature for our YouTube channel. We've got some incredible nature where I'm residing. That's in the west coast of Wales. And as you know, Frank,
I love these videos, by the way, Jill. Really awesome videos.
Well, I get so much feedback saying, oh, my goodness, where are you? This is like transformational. I actually had a little message actually come up on our Facebook page that said, this lady watches our stuff when she's stuck on a tube. And for a few minutes, she said, I can actually have a meditation where you're taking me and listening to you. And she said, it really helps the fact when I get off the other end, I've got this sea of faces coming towards me. But I still feel empowered and intentional of knowing where I'm going, and I feel grounded and not swept away.
Absolutely.
By this tide of energy that's coming towards you.
Yeah, because you take, when you do these meditation, even with these powerful images you provide, Jill, the beautiful landscape is just breathtaking. You take on these frequencies. Your body totally connects with this. And you are, because, as a spiritual being, you are connected with the whole planet, basically. So this is no wonder why the body reacts like this.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, we've got meditation. And for people out there that love a massage, that's another way of really getting to grips with just being in the moment there, where you can have all your muscles and relaxation. You can have beautiful essential oils. You can do this at home. It doesn't have to cost an awful lot of money, but it's just self-care, self-love.
Yeah, I love that. It is self-love. We should say this loud. This is really taking care of yourself, of your soul, of your spiritual being. This is self-love. Yeah. I love it.
And it's not up to anyone else.
No, it's up to you to take care of this, because your body is just borrowed to you. So take care of it.
Yeah. Well, the vibration when you're in gratitude is such a healing vibration to the whole of the body. The whole of the body can start to get lifted. The cells have fresh blood in them. Then they're just very happy to float about. So whatever you are sort of like attracted to, it could be Tai Chi, which is absolutely exceptional for cognition and grounding and stability and core strength.
Absolutely, yeah.
Walking in nature, as we've just talked about, even spending time with animals. Now, that is an amazing connection as well.
Oh, yeah, this is also very, very attractive. Cats take over your mood. They can, if you are in a mood not feeling well, or also dogs, they sense this and they help you release these frequencies and this pressure, and they take it on and they help you to cope with this. It's amazing what just petting a dog can do to you, or a cat.
Well, I know that even the listeners again can watch my little 4-footed soul friend there. I take her on all the walks that I do and the videos I do. She absolutely loves video time. And, she is my soulmate, and she knows if there is a vibration around me that I'm upset or I'm not she immediately comes to me to comfort me. And as you say, I remember also a place I used to work where they used to bring animals in so that the patients could actually have contact with the animals, because it actually decreases your blood pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a reason for therapies with horses. For people who are disabled, there's a reason for therapies with dolphins.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely true. And for anybody who's listening to this that perhaps haven't experienced anything like this, or is going through a terrific amount of stress in their lives, their job, their family, their relationship, you have to address the fact that the body is crying out for this. And by doing just a simple 5-10 minute meditation, and it has to be a discipline, by the way, just like when we go to a gym, you work out. If we were able to do that once a year and be completely fit, it would be wonderful, but we can't.
No.
So we have to be realistic and realize that this is a discipline. And once you get into this discipline...
Yeah, this is something really important. Once you get into this discipline, you start training your meditation skills and you will improve them gradually. It's not going to happen overnight, but I can tell you, I'm meditating for at least 10 years, I should say. And I had the experience that I opened my third eye, which was it blew my mind when that happened.
Yeah.
And you will get there too. You just have to do it.
Yeah. There is lots of things on the internet that can help you do this, and a little bit of a reveal what we're actually going to be introducing this, because we feel it's part and parcel of who we are. We're going to actually have our own meditation MP3s or MP4s that you can actually download on our site. They'll be coming up next month. And so we know that to address this, there's nothing better than having it a click away. Really, we can't make excuses with our health, or we can't make excuses with our mind. We can't make excuses with our body. One and only chance, no dress rehearsal here. If we want to attract and really get rid of the stresses in life, we've got to invest personal time in ourselves
every day,
so that we can function on a much more in-tuned, higher power receiving energy base.
That is so well said, Jill. Absolutely. And the thing is, what we are doing here is we would love to plant that seed for your life as well.
Yeah. Well, to bring the three, I mean, this is the third and final, although we will obviously come back to beliefs and this amazing subject anyway of healing yourself through these practices. But the third one really is we're talking about how we can counterbalance this and how you introduce these wonderful practices into your life. Meditation, as I say, and Tai Chi, yoga classes, massages, nature walks, animals, they're all encompass the feel good nurturing factor that releases all these good feeling hormones, these good feeling endorphins and oxytocin in the body, and it's going to make you feel better. There is no magic bullet or pill to this, but it is a constant discipline which will spark off the natural healing system. And then when we do that, the beliefs that come to us and all this bombardment of agendas or other people's feelings that are perhaps opposed to us, or they're not in agreement with us, then we feel this life is such a struggle. It's time out. It's absolutely time out, time away for yourself, time to gather your thoughts, time to get aligned with your true self, which is what we talk about an awful lot. And that's why on the beginning of our podcast, you will hear the discovering how to create your true self, how to realize who you actually are, and that you haven't lost this inner voice. You can find this inner voice. And anything and everything that comes to you, whether it be a big decision to make in life, like you've done this, Frank. We were talking about various things a couple of weeks ago, and you said to me, do you know what? I'm going to set back. I'm going to take some time out. I'm going to meditate on that decision.
Yeah, that was so helpful to get back into and aligning myself again with my true self and step into my power, because when you focus on your true self and when you focus on finding your intuition, because you will find it. If you focus on that, you will find it. Trust me.
Yeah. In this world, we're bombarded, as I was talking about before, and everything is coming at us all the time, and we just don't get any internal peace.
Yeah.
We've got this constant dialogue in our head, maybe belief systems, stress comes up from those beliefs.
Oh, yeah.
How do we cope with all this? And this is where you've got to get the counterbalance in. It's not about going to the doctors and getting a pill pushed across the desk.
No way.
Which tries to numb you from reality. We've got an absolute wonderful self-healing. The body's own system can do it, but we've got to have perhaps a lovely therapist, a Reiki healer, a nutritionalist, a yoga teacher. We've got to have somebody that gets us back to being integrated as a whole person.
That's true.
Rather than having bits and pieces of us, this to work, that to family, pulled apart. We've got to be complete, we've got to be whole, and we've got to be centered and aligned to cope with today's stresses.
Yeah, this is absolutely true. And I mean, I always say our best medicine today is our food. And if you decide what to eat and what not to eat, you will notice this in your body. If you eat certain food, for example, beets or potatoes or something coming from the ground, from Mother Earth, you will be able to ground yourself better. You will be able to get in alignment with yourself better, and you connect to Earth. This is true. Yeah. When you meditate, you notice that all the limitations you set yourself are illusions, because you can just let them go like a rope you are holding in your hand. And this is actually a strong picture for meditating. It's a very good practice. Imagine yourself holding a rope in your hand with a cloud attached to it. And in this cloud, you pack all your grudge, you pack your fears, you pack your anxieties, and you also pack your disempowering beliefs. And you're holding this rope in your hand, and it's your decision to hold this in your hand. And you're meditating on this with your eyes closed, you're breathing slowly, and then you decide, this cloud does not serve me. So let me ask you, why did you let this rope go? Let this cloud go. And watch it disappear until you can't see it anymore.
Yeah, sounds very, very powerful indeed.
Because you work with images.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Well, Frank, shall we do a little 2 or 3 minute breathing exercise that I was taught on my mindfulness? And this can actually help you if you're in a very anxious moment or you're feeling a little bit of a wobble, that you're not really centered. And this is something that you can do anywhere and everywhere. If you can't stand up, you can do this sitting down. But if you can stand up, it actually helps ground you.
I think it's a brilliant idea, Jill. And I'm pretty sure that all our listeners will appreciate what you're sharing here.
Well, I'm going to do it as we were standing up. So I'm going to stand for this.
Okay, I will stand up too.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's do it together.
Let's do it together.
And what you actually do is you place your hands on your solar plexus. That's just under the breastbone, on your stomach, above the abdomen. Feet slightly apart. Head up. Shoulders relaxed, comfortable, and knees soft. And from here, breathe in through the nose and breathe in to the abdomen so you could feel the solar plexus inflate when you're breathing. So if you take in a deep breath and exhale through your mouth. And again, take a deep breath through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Deep breath through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Close your eyes just for one moment and feel how centered you actually are. You will feel how your physiology in your body has changed, but you will also feel that the heart isn't so racy and that you're more comfortable. Open your eyes, let your hands to your side. Stretch out your legs and take a seat.
It's powerful.
And if there is any time where you're really feeling in stress or you're not sure of a situation, what you're dealing with, that 3-minute exercise can really save you from perhaps going into an argument with somebody or saying something that you're going to regret also.
Wow. Yeah.
And it just brings you back to that calm space where you can get yourself together a little bit before you move forward.
This is incredible. I love this exercise. Thanks for sharing, Jill.
You're very welcome. I hope it's of a help to people out there. And that is just a little glimpse into what you actually learn on any mindfulness course. So again, like Frank said, it is a discipline, but I really, really want to encourage you to do that, to get rid of this stress because you can be your own healer with this kind of meditation and this kind of self-care, self-love, which is vitally important to your health and welfare.
Absolutely, yeah. And you really, I mean, now you may think now, just to add this, you may think now, nah, I'm not a healer. Let me tell you, everybody has this healing power. Everybody. It's within you. You just got to unleash it. That's it.
Yeah. And if we can help ourselves, that's the biggest thing. We can live healthier lifestyles, but it all starts with you. It all starts with inside, not working outside in. You work inside out.
So true.
Because when you can change what's inside, you will change what's outside.
This is the automatic process which will happen then. Absolutely true. First, you change inside, and it will also affect everything in the outside world.
Yeah. So tonight, Frank, I think that is a wrap for what we've got to share, and that is 3 podcasts on a very, very deep subject.
Yeah.
We've gone through the scientific, we've spoken about our own personal limiting beliefs, and I'm sure our listeners had many they were shouting at us at that moment in time as well that they have gone through. But hopefully tonight has been the counterbalance where we address alternative therapies, we address the food and nutrition, we address the meditation, the yoga, anything that you can do. If you enjoy gym work, if you enjoy swimming, these are all things that will help you become more integrated. And exercise as well, whether it's a walk in nature or whatever, physiology shift will take you out of a situation that you're finding yourself in.
I do running, for example.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
And please subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. We could surprise you with bonus ones, depending on what actually is happening in the world. We like to keep on the button with everything that's going on, and we like to bring you any content that we really feel would be helpful to you. So it's from me. I would like to say beyond grateful, love and gratitude, and thank you for joining us here.
Yes, absolutely. I can only second that, Jill. So this is us signing out from where your safe zone for discovering your true self is created. Go out and spread the love and join us for episode 4 next week.